The news day continues here on One News Now Business. I'm Diego Castro. Here are the biggest stories on the economic and corporate fronts. Economists expect the price ceiling on rice to push faster inflation. Philstar reports that economists from multinational finance firm ANZ expects the price ceiling to stoke inflation further. That is, unless the government steps in with other measures like financial support to retailers, regulation of farm gate prices, and reducing import tariffs. Subsidies worth 15,000 pesos have been provided for rice retailers, while discussions on reducing rice tariffs are still underway. Inflation accelerated to 5.3% in August after months of decline, following a sharp rise in food and transport costs. Still, farmers' groups are opposing the government's proposal to reduce tariffs on imported rice to pull down the prices of palay, noting that this will only benefit importers. The group also called for the resignation of Finance Secretary Benjamin Jokno and Socio-Economic Planning Chief Arsenio Balisacan for even proposing this move.
Magkaanihan na hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas, pati sa Vietnam at Thailand, bababa na talaga for a while. Hindi mo pwedeng padaanin mo muna yung anihan, pakitain mo muna yung mga magsasaka. Hindi ba pwede yun? Bakit nagmamadali na ibalik yung kita ng mga importer? Itong pagbabawas ng taripa o special importation, ginawa nung hindi anihan.
Despite the inflationary concerns from the price cap, economists still expect the central bank to hold interest rates steady for a fourth straight meeting on Thursday. A Businessworld poll shows that 14 out of 17 analysts are expecting the Monetary Board to maintain the policy rate at a near 16-year high of 6.25%, despite the inflation uptick in August. Recall that headline inflation accelerated for the first time in 7 months to 5.3% in August, still within the BSP's 4.8 to 5.6% target range. Economists believe the surprise uptick in inflation last month is unlikely to spook the Monetary Board into another hike. HSBC economist Aris Dacanay, for one, noted that the BSP will keep policy rates steady, citing slowing economic growth. Still, three analysts see the BSP raising borrowing costs by 25 basis points at the September 17 meeting to preemptively ward off inflationary pressures. If realized, this would bring the target reverse repurchase rate to 6.5%. Meanwhile, the Bureau of Customs seized about 40 million pesos worth of suspected smuggled rice in Las Piñas and Cavite. The BOC said the items were from Vietnam, Thailand, and China. A 25-kilo sack of rice was reportedly being sold at 1,320 pesos in the market, or about 53 pesos per kilo. This is beyond the rice price ceiling set by the government. The BOC requested the warehouse owner to provide necessary documents from their supplier or importer. Last week, some 42 million pesos worth of rice was confiscated in Zamboanga City. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Critics of the Maharlika Fund are filing a petition before the Supreme Court today to question its constitutionality. Bayan Muna Chairman Nery Colmenares pointed out that the MIF law had been railroaded in Congress and did not undergo an economic viability test. Aside from Colmenares, petitioners include Senate Minority Leader Coco Pimentel and former Bayan Muna Congressman Carlos Zarate. They are hoping for a temporary restraining order against Maharlika in their petition to be filed before the Supreme Court. This comes after the Land Bank and the Development Bank of the Philippines each remitted their share of the seed money for the Maharlika Fund.
Hindi siya dumaan sa constitutional requirement ng test of economic viability. Ilalagay natin sa isang korporasyon na hindi naman natin alam kung kikita o hindi at delikado na malustay o wala ang public funds sa Maharlika.
House Speaker Martin Romualdez is set to meet with big players in the oil industry later today to address soaring fuel prices. The House leader vowed to come up with a win-win solution that would benefit both consumers and oil companies. Romualdez acknowledged the effects of fuel prices on the cost of living in the country. However, the speaker conceded that the issue lies in global prices and was beyond anyone's control. Expressing government's willingness to compromise, Romualdez floated a possible review or suspension of taxes on oil and petroleum products. Romualdez also shared plans to talk to manufacturers and supermarket owners after they had hinted at hiking prices of common goods. Uni Oil projects that prices of diesel would go up by up to 2 pesos and 40 centavos per liter on Tuesday. Gasoline products would likewise become more expensive by nearly 2 pesos. If the hike pushes through, it will be the 11th straight week of oil price hikes. 5 economic zone projects valued at a combined 5.13 billion pesos could be proclaimed by next month at the soonest. The Philippine Economic Zone Authority or PEZA is hopeful of an early proclamation, saying there are investors waiting to sign up. Among the 5 projects are MegaWorld's Arco Via City in Pasig, Metrocast Industrial Estates Special Economic Zone in Cavite, and Suyo Economic Zone in Ilocos Sur. The remaining 2 are Parkwall and 8912 ASEAN Avenue, which would both be located in Parañaque. So far, 10 eco-zone projects have been proclaimed by the President. PEZA is hopeful that the number of eco-zones proclaimed this year would exceed the below 20 from last year. And those are the top business stories of the hour. I'm Diego Castro. Join us again at 2 p.m. We are One News, all sides, all the time.